Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome, my dear students of grade 8. Continue our lesson, Reproduction in Plants. If you remember, we have studied the structure of the flower, and we said that the flower is the organ of sexual reproduction in the plant. We are going now to continue. What are the main components of the flower? Here, the flower made of four different leaves or four different whorls. We call them floral whorls. Number one is calyx. Calyx, it is the first outermost whorl of the flower leaves. It consists of a group of green leaves. Each leaf is called sepal. Its function is to protect the inner parts of the flower, especially before blooming. So they are green leaves called sepals. Number two, the second whorl of the flower is called corolla, and it is colorful whorl. Its leaves are called petals. It is the second whorl after the calyx. It consists of a group of bright colored scented leaves. Each leaf is called petal. So the corolla is made of many petals. Its function, it protects the reproductive organs and it attracts the insects to the flower, which help in reproduction process. It helps in pollination of plant. The whorl number 3 is called androcium, and it is very important. Androcium is very important because it is the male organ of the flower. It is the third whorl of the flower after corolla, and it is male reproductive organ in the flower. Its leaves are known as stamens. Each stamen consists of a fine filament in a sac known as anther, which is divided into two parts. Each part has two chambers containing pollen grains. So the total number of chambers in the anther is 4 chambers. Its function, production of pollen grains, production and holding pollen grains inside the pollen chambers. Inside the chambers, there is a lot of pollen grains produced in the anther. So the anther is the factory of pollen grains. And we have to know that when the pollen grains become mature, the anther open vertically and the pollen grains spread in the air. Number 4, gynosium. For gynosium, the last whorl after androcium, it is the innermost whorl of the floral leaves, and it is the female reproductive organ in the flower. Its leaves are known as carpels or pistils, which each carpel or pistil resemble the flask shape. Each carpel consists of a swollen part called ovary, which is connected with a tube called style, which ends in an opening called stigma. So we have 3 parts: from the top, stigma, then style, then in the bottom, the ovary. And its function is production of ovules inside the ovary. Production of ovule, and the ovule contains the egg cell or the female gamete. Now we have a comparison between the 4 whorls: calyx, corolla, androcium, and gynosium. The name of leaves of calyx, sepals; corolla, petals; androcium, stamen; gynosium, carpels. Description: calyx has green leaves surrounding the flower from outside. Corolla, bright leaves, colored leaves, scented leaves. Androcium consists of group of stamen, has a filament and anther. Gynosium consists of a hollow-like flask units called carpels that lie in the center of the flower, and it is a female organ. Function of calyx protection the inner parts of the flower, especially before blooming. Corolla, attraction of insects and protection the reproductive organs. Androsium, the function of androsium, it is the male reproductive organ because it produces the pollen grains, the male gametes. Gynosium function, it produces the female gametes which are called ovules inside the ovary. The typical flower. The flower consists of 4 whorls is called typical flower. The flower which is called typical flower has all floral whorls: calyx, corolla, androsium, and gynosium. So the typical flower is bisexual flower or hermaphrodite flower. Note, flowers are different from each other in the separation or fusion of sepals and petals, like the flowers of wallflower, manthur, and petunia. Some flowers' petals are connected and some flowers' petals are separated. Okay? Next, look at the picture. You can see the wallflower. The petals are separated from each other. You can see here the picture. Petals are separated from each other. They are 4 petals and they are separated. Look here at petunia. You will see the petals are connected or fused petals and fused sepals. Okay? The sex of the flower. The sex of the flower. We can say that flowers can be divided into 2 types: unisexual flower and bisexual flower. The bisexual flower, this flower is called hermaphrodite flower, and maybe most of the flowers are bisexual. The bisexual flower or the hermaphrodite flower carries both male and female reproductive organs. The bisexual flower carry androsium and gynosium. And the unisexual flower carry only one organ of reproductive organs, only androsium or only gynosium. So the unisexual flower may be male if it carries androsium and may be female if it carries gynosium. Look at the picture here. We have hermaphrodite flower or bisexual flower, and we give it a symbol like this, a circle with arrow and plus. It has stamen and carpels, androsium and gynosium. Most flowers such as tulip, petunia, and wallflower are bisexual. The male flower, it is unisexual flower, and we give it a symbol like this, a circle with an arrow. It has 3 whorls only: calyx, corolla, and androsium. It doesn't have gynosium. This is a male flower. And unisexual flower which carry calyx, androsium, calyx, corolla, and gynosium only is called female flower, and we give it a symbol circle with a plus. This female flower has 3 whorls only, and we have the unisexual flowers like what? Like the palm tree and like the maize and pumpkin. You know the pumpkin, Halloween, and so on. Give reason. The flower of jelly plant is bisexual flower because it carries both stamen and carpel together, or it carries androsium and gynosium. Give reason. The flowers of palm tree or maize are unisexual flower. The answer is because the plant carry one reproductive organ only, maybe stamen only or carpels only. Androsium only, it will be male. Gynosium only, it will be female. Life application, you can draw some flowers by picking up a bunch of flowers, remove the lowermost leaves from the flower pedicel, and organize them in groups to be tied the pedicel to the pedicel. Hang them in an upside down position in a dark and well ventilated room for 1 week, you will see the flowers become dry and you can use them for decoration. Thank you. We'll continue the steps of reproduction in the next video, inshallah. Sexual reproduction, the steps of sexual reproduction, pollination and fertilization. Thank you. Until we meet again, goodbye everybody.